Hey, I'm Louise Post, and these are my Marquee Memories. I was obsessed with Prince growing up. I got my hands on every single magazine that had his face on it. It all coincided, I guess, with my sexual awakening as a kid, and I wanted to be him, and I wanted to be with him, and I was just so confused by his light, he was just a magnet. When I was living in New York, during college, I went to Madison Square Garden and saw the Love Sexy concert. During the show, I noticed that if there was one wrong note, if Sheila E. hit the drum, he would swing around and look at her. And I thought, oh my God, everything is dialed in to a T. And then during the concert, at the ticker tape above Madison Square Garden, above all the seats, said that there was going to be an after show concert. And so I took a gamble and I went. And in fact, indeed, it was Prince. He came out on stage in silk pajamas. It was like we were in his bedroom, It was so intimate. And it made him human. It was just Prince and a piano. That was a really, really important moment for me as a budding musician. So after college, I was living in Chicago. My best friend had turned me on to the band Jane's Addiction. Blew my mind. It was like nothing that came before it. And it was perfect blend of punk rock and mainstream, really well-written songs. So when they came to town, I went. This is the first time I'd gone to a show on my own. And I didn't care. I was going. There was no stopping me. And I didn't have a ticket. And I went anyway. And I scalped one. I went in, found myself in the pit and being lifted off the ground. And the whole crowd was moving back and forth. And I remember this moment of looking up. And Perry was up on a balcony. And I remember thinking, this is my Beatlemania. If I'm 2 feet off the floor. I'm in a total throng of sweaty strangers, and I could die tonight. I might suffocate, but that's okay because I'm here, and this would be worth it. I was in this band called the Love Monsters with my friend Brett. Brett turned me on to My Bloody Valentine, and I was obsessed. They played the Cabaret Metro on Valentine's Day in 1992. I just took it in. It was the loudest show I'd ever been to, and it landed exactly the right way, right in my chest. I remember noting, first of all, there are two women in the band, Belinda Butcher and Debbie Gooch, and something about seeing two women doing this, it struck a chord in terms of gender, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. This is it. And I saw My Bloody Valentine again when they reunited in 2008. And at one point, somebody yelled out, "We love you!" And the entire auditorium just started yelling and clapping and screaming, this deafening sound. And later, in 2015, when my band reunited, the same thing happened to us. We couldn't start the next song because somebody said, "We love you." And the whole place started clapping. We just stood there, and I thought, this is what love feels like. It was truly an honor. Thanks for listening to my Marquee Memories. Come catch me on tour to make some of your own.